And you guys should all be very grateful that we have the most transparent administration in history.
God damn, I want the lobotomy she's got. Folks, in unsurprising but breaking news, Donald Trump's administration is filled with so much infighting and backstabbing right now that it literally looks like a bucket of crabs reaching a boiling point. Or better yet, it actually more closely resembles the death of Julius Caesar, except in this instance, instead of all of the senators backstabbing the dictator, they're doing this weird circle jerk and sticking daggers in each other's backs. And this is because of the myriad controversies and scandals that are piling up in the administration, each worse than the one before it, involving people that are shittier than the ones before. And we are going to cover as many as we can in this video, courtesy of this bombshell reporting from the AP. Real quick before we dive in, thank you to all of you who are subscribed. Some 50 to 70% of you watching these videos aren't. So I would just ask you to please join our resistance here at Really American. It's the freest way to fight fascism. And, don't be like those people who didn't vote in 2024. We're trying to make a progressive left-wing ecosystem here, media ecosystem on the internet. And we'd greatly appreciate your support. Now, the first and latest turmoil threatens to engulf the entire Pentagon here, where Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has pushed out his own top advisors, faces fresh controversy over sharing sensitive information about airstrikes in Yemen outside of classified channels, now with his brother, his wife. Hell, Hegseth's kids are probably even getting messages in their Fortnite chats.
This is what the media does. They take anonymous sources from disgruntled former employees, and then they try to slash and burn people and ruin their reputations. Not gonna work with me.
It's gotten so bad, folks, that a former Pentagon spokesperson who was ousted last week wrote in Politico that Trump should fire Hegseth for presiding over a full-blown meltdown. Which is ironic because today, Hegseth literally had just that on Fox News.
So one of the people who work for you, one of the three who no longer are there, leaked this out as a way to get back at you?
That's right, Brian. When you dismiss people who you believe are leaking classified information, and again, the investigation is ongoing and that will take time, and when the evidence produced, it will go to DOJ, why would it surprise anybody, Brian, if those very same people keep leaking to the very same reporters whatever information they think they can have to try to sabotage the agenda of the president or the secretary? So once a leaker, always a leaker, often a leaker. And so we looked for leakers because we take it very seriously.
Right, once a leaker, always a leaker. Just like they say, once a drinker, always a drinker. But unfortunately for Trump, it doesn't even end there because he's got about as many scandals as Hegseth had shooters last night. The reporting goes on, the interpersonal drama is not, at least yet, a dominant plot line of Trump's return to the White House, but its reemergence after a period of relative discipline in his ranks reflects a turbulent management style that has been suppressed or papered over, not reformed. Enter loony number 2 in this story. Trump's national security team was recently rattled by an Oval Office visit from Laura Loomer, a far-right conspiracy theorist who has been questioning his staff's trustworthiness. The Republican president fired some of the officials, emboldening Loomer to continue scrutinizing people across his administration. And I don't even have time to tell you all the insane stuff that this woman has said. We've made videos about her on this channel before that you can check out. But just listen to how this lunatic loser has a direct line to Trump.
Are you invited to events? Like, are you treated like
no? That's why when you say who's my biggest ally in the White House, it's literally Donald Trump. Donald Trump is my biggest ally in the White House. And maybe some people don't want me around because I'll actually call this out, right? I'm not going to be a sycophant and sit there and pretend like every little thing that is done, is great. Like, oh, wow, let's put an island that doesn't have any human beings on it, that only has penguins inhabiting it on the list for countries that are going to be subjected to 10% tariffs. Like, there's a lot of incompetence in the White House. There's a lot of people in positions that they shouldn't be in, and they embarrass the president on a daily basis.
Who would you fire if you could? Like, who would you tell him to fire next if you could?
I don't know. It's probably not appropriate to say that on air.
And you just suggested that someone who was involved in the tariff operation.
Well, I mean, look, it is kind of stupid, don't you think? I mean, you and I'd say, are probably on opposite ends of the political spectrum. Don't people think it's kind of stupid that somebody working for President Trump told him to enact 10% tariffs on a bunch of penguins? I mean, I don't think that it makes you anti-Trump for admitting this or saying it. It's just basic things like this that people try to brush under the rug and act like, oh, you know, it's no big deal. We're all just one big happy family at the White House. Everybody gets along. It's just not true.
Yo, when Laura Loomer is the one making sense, hell has frozen over. And clearly there, the person that she's talking about with regard to the tariffs at least, is Peter Navaro. Someone who you'll remember had a very petty beef with Elon Musk, as well as White House Barbie tried to shut down in this humiliating interview clip.
There's been some public sparring between Elon Musk and the president's trade advisor, Peter Navaro, on some of these tariffs. Musk actually referred to Navaro today as being, quote, dumber than a sack of bricks. Are you at all, or is the administration, the president, at all concerned that this is maybe impacting the public's understanding of these tariffs? It might be messing with the message on it?
No, look, these are obviously two individuals who have very different views on trade and on tariffs. Boys will be boys, and we will let their public sparring continue. And you guys should all be very grateful that we have the most transparent administration in history. God damn, I want the lobotomy she's got. Because despite what the Ministry of Truth says, the actual truth is that the increasing strife underscores the risk for more turmoil in the months ahead as Trump presses forward with a dramatic overhaul of the federal bureaucracy, international trade, foreign policy, and more. And the last person thrown under the bus here and backstabbed was Trump's Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent. And with Loomer in her new role as Trump's personal thought police for his own administration, she made sure to stir up the drama internally as well. After Trump fired some national security officials that Loomer believed were disloyal, she continued her work. Last week, she accused Bessent of inviting a Trump hater to work with him on financial literacy efforts. And she wrote on social media saying, "I'm going to personally tell President Trump and personally show him these receipts," adding shame on Bessent, to which Musk responded by sharing the post and chiming in with his support, saying, "Troubling." And I guess where I'll end this is just that, personally for me, I think the troubling thing in this whole situation is that while trying to run the government and oversee the greatest economic downturn since the Great Depression and starting a trade war and deporting U.S. citizens and non-criminals to a foreign hellhole in El Salvador without due process, this administration is at the same time doing a backstab reach around with one hand with the other hand on their own throats. How the f*** is any of this chaos supposed to lead to more efficient governance? It's like saying MAGA Republicans who had control of the House the last time and passed the least legislation since the Civil War were the beacon of efficiency. And until any of these patriots or the American citizenry at large that call themselves Republican or MAGA or conservative or right-leaning, whatever, get dropped on their head in the right way, that the logic and empathy portions of their brain turn back on, then we have another almost 4 years of Trump and his MAGA moron loyalists dive bombing this country into the fucking ground. And unless we do something to stop it, unless we speak up and fight back, regardless how depressing it is to listen to this stuff and watch it happen on a day-to-day basis, if we do not fight back, then folks, we are fucking complicit. So if you want an end to this, if you want to return to normalcy, then please, by all means, share this video, comment, let me know your thoughts, and join the resistance with us here at Really American so we can mold this media landscape, this independent, liberal, progressive media landscape that will become the resistance fighting back against Donald Trump and his fucking idiot advisors too. Thank you all for watching. For Really American, I'm Kenny Hesse. I'll see you guys in the next one.